So today we will learn about pollen pistil interaction. As you can see, this is the female reproductive part and this is the pollen grain. When the pollen grain lands on the surface of the stigma, a chemical dialogue happens between pollen and stigma. If both are of the same species, then only the pollen grain is allowed to go for pollen germination. Now, how does pollen germination takes place? First of all, we have to understand that the pollen grain has two cells. The upper one is called the vegetative cell, and the second one is called generative cells. So, after the recognition of pollen grain by the stigma, how does the pollen germination takes place? What happens is that the vegetative cell cytoplasm uh, penetrates the surface of the stigma and forms a pollen tube, and the generative cell of the pollen grain further goes into the mitosis. So eventually we have three cells in the pollen tube. Now let's understand the structure of the embryo sac, also known as female gametophyte. So female gametophyte are 8 nucleated and 7 celled. That is, if we count how it is 7 cells, this is 1, 2, 3. This big one is called the fourth one, then 5, 6, 7, and it is 8 nucleated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The synergids attract the uh, synergids are finger-like projections on the upper hand, as you can see, which are known as filiform apparatus. This attract the pollen tube towards them. Pollen tube pollen tube enters one of the synergids through filiform apparatus, and as you can see, there are two cells in the pollen tube, which were further division of which we got from mitosis of generative cells. Now, one of the nucleus of in the pollen tube will fuse with the egg, and the remaining one will fuse with the polar nuclei. These two are called synergids. The middle one is called the egg cell. These two are called the polar nuclei, and these two are called the antipodals, which will degenerate as we go further. When male gamete fuses with the egg, zygote formation takes place, and when another male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei, it is called endosperm. Zygote is diploid and endosperm is triploid.